So, everyone, please welcome Eileen. Hi, Eileen. Are you there?
So
I
guys,
am here.
yeah, can we guys please welcome Aline? She's the student at Think Loudly. She's still learning. She has a job, but she's still learning. So welcome, Aline. Welcome.
Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, doing really good. Doing really good. So I think more
Okay.
than me, our audience is happy to invite you in this webinar as a guest. And not as an audience, but as a guest. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I remember I used to come to these webinars myself from time to time when I was going through the training before I got this job. So I started I'm from a non-IT background. I did business in school, and then I decided to move into IT for obvious reasons because you know I'm not to say business doesn't pay well, but where I was working wasn't paying the best. So I think I saw one of these ads from Thinkcloudly on Instagram. So I decided to reach out, and they've been very nice to me. They really helped me. I spoke to Naman. Naman is my mentor, and then I decided to start with the solutions architect. So I was doing that while I was working at the same time. I finished with it, and then I spoke to Nam, and I call him from time to time to ask him, what do I do next? Like, what am I supposed to do? I was listening to people's success stories as well. I'm like, can I combine these three courses? Can I combine these two to help me get a job? Those kind of questions just to, help me achieve what I want to achieve. So I did that. Then Naman advised I should, go into DevOps, and then let's see. And I started doing DevOps, and I realized most of the things I was learning from DevOps was actually giving me more understanding in the from the solutions architect class. So I did that, and then I asked him, do I start looking for a job? And he's like, hold on, finish with the classes, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay. I listened to one person's success story, and then she mentioned that she was employed because she added Scrum to what to her courses. So I'm like, okay, let me try that and see. So I went and I started a Scrum class. Somebody's gonna say, why were you taking so many classes? But in the beginning, it looked like they were, different courses that probably don't merge together or anything. But I took the class, I finished with it, then I started, having interviews. I had my first interview. I don't know what I was saying, but I was speaking to Naman. He gave me somebody to help me with my interviews. I did that. I got to the third stage of the employment process, the interview process. I got to the third stage, and then they later came back to me and said, "Oh, even though you're in the final stage, we chose somebody else." That the whole bad news kind of emails they send you. So I'm like, okay, at least I got to the third and fourth stage. I got to the final stage, so that means I'm getting close. I'm getting close. So I was there one day when a recruiter um reached out to me on LinkedIn. So just in case you need LinkedIn profiling, Think Cloudly is also very, very good at that because they helped me with my LinkedIn to create a lot of traction on my profile. So they reached out to me and then told me, I see you have a combination of Scrum and the cloud space knowledge. Would you like to apply to this job? So I just hopped onto it and I said, okay. Mind you, I was sad from my previous interviews that I've been with because it's not easy to go through an interview and be rejected. So even when I was applying, I was a little reluctant about it, but I still decided to go ahead with it. So I did it. I spoke to the recruiter and he liked me. He decided to move me on to the next stage. And then my hiring manager also liked me. Then I did a panel interview and they all also liked me. So I asked the recruiter why did they really hire me? And then they said they liked the fact that I don't just have one knowledge, but at least I have a Scrum knowledge. So at least I can be able to lead teams. I can be able to, you know, be a leader and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, that's nice. So that means the path I took with Naman's help really helped me. Initially, I thought I was just throwing about, just learning anything just because I was desperate. But later on, they all made sense, and I realized sometimes it's not just about sticking to one. Sometimes it's good to have broad knowledge about certain things. So for example, if you feel DevOps, you're taking DevOps or cloud, and you can add cybersecurity, that's also great in the market now. Like, don't just, stick to just one field, because now it's very competitive. So if you can add something that, distincts you from all other applicants, it also works. So they gave me an offer, obviously a 6-figure job. And yeah, so now I've started, I'm still going on with my onboarding. So that's just how the journey has been. It looks difficult in the beginning when you're not from an IT background, but just continue speaking to your mentors, continue speaking to people, continue listening to success stories, because I wouldn't say it's easy, but just try and just focus, stick to one thing. Don't give up yet. You definitely get a job. There are a lot of jobs on the market. You just need to make sure that you have something that distincts you from the rest of the applicants, and you're gonna get a job. That's just
No, Aline,
mine.
you are absolutely right. I know one person, and he used to always talk about big. He doesn't have that in-depth knowledge because I'm already in the industry, so I can measure when I talk to people, I can really measure how in-depth knowledge someone has. But when I met that guy, he was talking big. He was talking about Scrum Master, he was talking about DevOps, he was talking about AWS. He was trying to combine everything, but he was trying to talk, you know if you are confident and if you believe yourself and if you can talk about what you know confidently, I think that's the key, isn't it, Aline?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's just being confident.
Yeah.
Employers love that. They love to see a confident person.
No, I always say this, Aline, to all my students, that it's not that 10 questions you're gonna answer out of 10. It's your 2 questions plus confidence and you will get the job. You just have to set an impression that when you are hired, you can get a job, you can do the job. Am I right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So, Aline, when you were actually going through the entire process, and I am very sure that the entire process must be, very demotivating at certain point of times. And you mentioned that as well, that you went to some interview and you got rejected, you got demotivated. So, how did you deal with that? Were you like, okay, I don't care, were you like that, or you just got some motivation like by learning more, adding more skills? What was that? I mean, how did it work?
Um, so for me, after I got rejected, because I went through a lot of interviews, and you know how recruiters get, they keep, boost, like pumping you, moving you to the next stage, moving you to the next stage. So you feel you're already there, you already have the job, until, they just demotivate you. But what I did was, I had friends in my class during the Think Loudly space. I had friends in there that we keep talking to each other, we keep motivating ourselves, we keep speaking to people that are already in IT. And, most of them would always encourage you. You just need to have the right people around you so you don't give up. Because it's very easy to give up when you start getting rejected. Because yes, you're going to get rejected a number of times, but you need to have the right people around you, the people that are already in IT, because they have the blueprint. So they can tell you, this is how to go about it. This is what to do. Don't give up yet. We are making it. We are making it. We are doing it. We are making money. just keep pushing. That's how I motivated myself. I just had to have the right people to push me, especially those that are already in IT and then those that are still training to be in IT.
That's great. That's great. So thank you so much, Aline, for coming today.
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.